You guys have no idea how much this would mean to me. Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, SpeedSuperSonic, bringing us another video. In this video today, we are talking about something pretty freaking crazy that I can't believe that we are actually discussing legitimately in a video I'm releasing on this channel. I'm mind blown. A few days ago, a big news story blew up around the Sonic community. I would have 100% made a video on it that day, but it was the same day that the Entertainment Weekly article dropped, where we got a bunch of new quotes from interviews with Jeff Fowler and Ben Schwartz, as well as new images. So I was focused on making that video, not realizing that all of this other stuff, all this other mayhem in another pocket of the Sonic fandom was happening. Now you might be asking, what happened, Ricardo? Well, there was a recent fan meeting in Jakarta where a bunch of individuals involved with Sonic the Hedgehog, in particular making the games, did a Q&A panel there. This was everybody involved with Sonic X Shadow Generations, including the producer of Sonic X Shadow Generations, Shun Nakamura, which that name might sound familiar as he's the director for Sonic Frontiers, Sonic Forces, Sonic 06. Now, you're gonna wanna hold on to that last game I mentioned, because he says this right here. When asked if Sonic Team will remake or remaster past games like 2006 and hits like Heroes Adventure 1 and 2, or even consider a Sonic Adventure 3, he says that old and new games remain appealing, but specifies this. He has previously said he personally wishes for the opportunity to remake 2006. Okay, we need to be calm here. If you guys watch this channel, if you guys know me, if you guys have been ride or dies, you would know that my favorite Sonic game of all time, something that I will die on a ledge for, is Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. I love that game more than my own children. I do not have children, but when they're eventually born, they will never stand in the way of my love for Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. That will forever be my first baby. In fact, I've tried to make my own Sonic the Hedgehog 2006 section, but they didn't make a lot of merchandise for it, so I only got a few things up there. I have the 15th anniversary statue. It was honestly more of a Sonic X thing in 2006, but it counts, kinda. And I got these little pins right here. Oh my god. The head on this Chow bobblehead always comes off. Shoddy craftsmanship. Anyways, I love this game so much, and I always have wanted it to get its fair shake. We gotta talk about this, because will this happen? It is unlikely, but it would be the biggest power move of all time. We all know, despite the fact that I, along with I'm sure many of you, love Sonic 06 and think it is underrated and got too much hate, and that there's a lot of good in that game. But you can't deny, it is one of the most infamous Sonic games ever released. This thing is hated more than Hitler, basically. For the longest time, you weren't able to go on a Sonic article or YouTube video and not be greeted with, "Do you remember that time Sonic kissed a princess?" Are them talking about the glitches or the other problems with that game, because what we can't deny also is that Sonic 06 does have a lot of problems. It is not a perfect game by any means, and I think you can honestly maybe call it a bad game, but it doesn't matter if it's a bad game. I still love it with all my heart. That game hurt the Sonic franchise for a very long time, and if it wasn't for the Sonic movies and good games being released recently, along with its massive success and the franchise actually being taken seriously by large media outlets and just individuals as a whole, we'd still be living in the era where we're always reminded, hey, Sonic 06 happened. You. But we've kind of escaped that a little bit, with Sega embracing 06 and also that era of Sonic a little more, with Shadow basically getting his first game since 2005. It seems that not only is Sega a little more open to it, but the people who grew up with that era of Sonic, including myself, have been able to express their love for that, and also people in general have been able to become more accustomed to that being kind of what Sonic always was. Being a little out there, a little wacky and zany and edgy and cool, which I feel like Sonic 06 you can kind of drop in that bucket with like Shadow the Hedgehog and a lot of the mid to late 2000s stuff. With Sonic 06 being as hated as it is, it would be one of the biggest power moves to take your most hated game, something that people will always be talking about in regards to Sonic being this bad franchise who's had missteps, and turning that into your best game might be one of the most badass things to ever happen in history. If you just redo 06 from the ground up and make it truly one of your best games, that would be insane. One of the reasons I think that a lot of people have been open to this is because when you play 06, you can see the ambition behind it. You can see that there is something truly special there. I think that's honestly one of the reasons why 06 gets as much hate as it does, and why people were so hurt by 06, is because they saw what that game could have been, how truly amazing 06 could have really turned out. But with the game's team being split in half to make a Wii game with secret rings, and then Yuji Naka leaving mid-production and it being rushed out for the holiday season and to end up on new consoles. It was just a perfect storm for it to turn out how it was not intended to. The level design, the aesthetics in 06 are so beautiful and so vibrant and so interesting, and being able to see that in a remade format would be truly special. Fixing up the gameplay, the controls, being able to redo the story a bit, which you know they would do if they do it with frickin' Sonic Generations. And one of the things that makes me the most excited about what he said is the fact that he's talking about remaking it, not some remaster, not fixing up some bugs and doing something different, truly building 06 right again from the ground up. So that means you'd be able to completely redo the story, fix a lot of the way that the characters control, redo the level aesthetics, and make it truly look next generation. One of the things I love about Sonic 06 so much is how, yes, those are very much so Sonic levels, but grounded in reality. I'm tempted at the time to look photorealistic, and being able to do that now with today's technology, just imagine the turnout we would get with the beautiful beaches of Wave Ocean and the sandy desert of Dusty Desert. White Acropolis, imagine how gorgeous that would look with the falling snow and running through that base. Don't even get me started on Crisis City and being able to see all the falling buildings and the fire and all of the enemies that you get to fight. The character models that looked a little fugly in the original, we saw what those could look like in PO6, so imagine what that could look like in a remake. Speaking of PO6, maybe, just maybe, that is playing a role in Sega kind of like scratching their chin looking at 06 again and being like, maybe this is something we could actually do. The pieces were there for 06, they really were. It was just the execution wasn't the best. So if you're able to go back to that, and you're able to truly do exactly what you wanted to initially with 06, and not just that, but build upon ideas that might have come to you in like the 18 years since then? Someone born the year Sonic 06 came out is now a legal adult. Okay. I'm acting like I wasn't born only 4 years before that. That's not crazy. But imagine them being able to redo Elise, for instance. Elise is probably one of my least favorite things in Sonic 06. I think that's kind of like an objective thing you can look at and be like, that kind of sucked and was a little stupid. Imagine if they made Elise freaking awesome, a really cool character, and you're actually invested in the dynamic between her and Sonic. Them being able to tie up the whole time travel storyline, because we know how convoluted time travel can be if they really sit down and Ian Flynn puts his pen to work and redoes the story of 06. I'm sure he could come up with something awesome. He has history with Silver, maybe being able to redo his character a bit to be a little less whiny, get some new voice actors in there, fix up the delivery a bit. You have so many playable characters in Sonic 06. Oh, there's so much cool stuff you can do with this game that my mind is just running free now. This is without a doubt the number one thing I probably would want to see from the Sonic franchise, is a from the ground up remake of Sonic 06. And I think it could really do well. Will all this actually happen? You never know. Him expressing that he wants to do this isn't nothing. This doesn't mean, no, it's never gonna happen. No, this guy has influence at Sega. He's a producer and director for the Sonic franchise. With all the successes that he's been delivering to Sega recently with his producing and directing work with Frontiers and Sonic X Shadow Generations, maybe he'll have a little bit of say. Maybe he'll be like, listen, y'all, I want to do this, and this could be good. It 100% could still scare Sega off. Maybe they don't shun 06 as much as they used to. Maybe they're able to appreciate a lot of what 06 was, but maybe that task is too big for them, maybe too ambitious, of going back to your most hated, despised game and just trying to redo it again. It wouldn't be easy. Once again, this would be a modern console full-on remake. You'd essentially be making an entirely new game. That's a lot of money, that's a lot of time, that's a lot of energy, and if it doesn't turn out as good as it needs to be, that could cause a lot of problems. Wow, Sega goes back to completely remake their worst game. It still sucks. That would not be great. But imagine people saying, Sega just remade their worst game, and it is now their best. The chills, man, the chill. I need this thing more than like a wife at this point, y'all. I will not stop until we receive this, but gosh darn it, I'm going to college right now. I'm going to get myself my bachelor's or master's degree in business, and I'm gonna work myself up from the bottom of Sega all the way to the top to where I can make this happen. I'm gonna learn Japanese. I'm gonna do what I need to do to become the top brass and approve this game to being made. I will not stop until this is released. If it is the last thing I do, if it is till my dying day, we will receive a remake of Sonic the Hedgehog 2006. A Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 remake, a Sonic Adventure 3, a Sonic Unleashed remaster. I want Sonic 06 remade, baby. If it's the last thing I do, and it better be the last thing you guys want as well. We're gonna fight to this. We're gonna do whatever we need to do. I'm spitting all over the place right now, but I do not care. This game will be mine. Yeah, that's the discussion, guys. That's the news. And I figure you guys would want to hear me talk about this because, oh gosh, this interests me a lot and is something I greatly desire. Once again, like I said, if you guys know me, you know how much I love Sonic 06. So not I'm really sure that you guys wanted to hear me talk about this, but I wanted to talk about this. This would be everything I would want in the world. I sound so pathetic right now. It's like, oh, I don't want a wife or children. I want Sonic 06 remade. But no, I truly want to see this, and I'm not gonna pretend like I don't. I think there's a shot that this could happen. Don't rule out hope. This is no confirmation, obviously, that it's happening. It's simply an expression of interest from the game's original director. But I hope if they truly do this, that they go about it the right way. I hope that we see it happen in the first place. I think this would be a massive power move. I think this would be super sick, and I really hope you receive it. But this is where I pass it off to you guys and ask what you think. What do you think about a potential Sonic 06 remake? Do you want to see it or not? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media links, my Twitter and Instagram in the description below. You can follow those ones things in my life feature and anything Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. This is the #1 destination on YouTube for all things Sonic. Whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comics, merchandise, and more, we talk about it all. If you're looking forward to support the channel, become a channel member and join our Patreon. But guys, we have so many videos on the way about Sonic Movie 3. I think I have another one coming up to you guys this weekend about it. Got some live streams coming up, original videos, so much stuff. It's an action-packed time for Sonic right now. We just hit 75,000 subscribers. I want to thank you guys so much for that, which means we are now 3/4 of the way to 100,000 subscribers. So if we can get that final push, if you're watching this and you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Spread the word about the channel. Stick around because we're gonna hit that milestone together. I'm not gonna stop until we get that button. But I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. And be right by the motherfucking seaside, dog. Everything I see, I got a dream. I thought these leaves would go and take me out the dark. I know everything I wanted to far away.